Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you're joining us for this IQPC and Process Excellence Network OPEX in Oil and Gas webinar. My name is Georgina Vilcek, and I'm the moderator for today's session, and I'm very pleased to welcome you to this presentation by Giorgio Rossi from Resco. The presentation promises to be well worth a listen, but just before we get going, I'd like to just raise a quick administrative points for anyone who isn't familiar with the system. So in front of you, you have some widgets on your screen which can be resized and dragged around. Make sure that you resize them as you would like for your screen. It's totally customizable. If you have any questions for Giorgio during his webinar, you can also submit them in the Q&A box on your screen, and we'll answer these either as we go or during the question and answer session following his formal presentation. If you have any technical issues, you can also write them to us in the Q&A section, and the IQPC team will get onto them right away for you. Thank you very much, Giorgio. Over to you.
Thank you so much. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everybody. So I hope you will enjoy these 45 minutes together. So my name is Giorgio Rossi. I'm the direct sales leader in Resco. So I'm going to take you to a little journey today. So a journey where I will tell you something about our company and what we do every day, how we try to challenge the business processes every day and think really how we can help the company the best. So I really hope you will enjoy. I'm going to through a few slides, then I'm going to demo you the solution and end it up with a Q&A session. So I want to start talking about what do you do in Resco. So we try, for us, an important keywords that we work, especially in this particular situation, this pandemic situation. I think it's innovation and innovation in a matter of connectivity, connecting people and get them to access the data anytime, anywhere at the same moment. How do we do that? Well, in Resco, we are specialized into mobility. For us, connectivity, it's mobility. Mobile user is the key for people, for employees, for technicians, for sales rep, for anybody who isn't working from a desk and maybe needs to access the data from everywhere. Mobility is the key. And we see that 70% of the company, according to study, are expected to use mobile devices on a solution. And 75%, they think that it's really essential to have an efficient mobile solution working on their company for their processes or the business workflow. Mobility, we see mobility becoming a priority. More and more, it's part of the discussion with any of our prospects. And there is a whopping 240 billion revenue expected in 2020 for this kind of business. There will be an increase also in the investment. So almost half of the organization expect to increase the expenditure in mobile app, and 30% will do it already in 2020. I will tell you, just spend a few words about Resco, about my company. So we are not a startup. We are up and running since 1999, and it's a very successful story. So the company started with 3 people, and now we are 110 people. We have more than 600 partners, and we support actively more than 100 countries. And we have all around more than 200,000 users that are actively using our technology on their mobile phone. We do have 2 offices. So our headquarters are in Bratislava, Slovakia. We do have an office as well in Boston, Massachusetts, to serve the whole North America, USA, and Canada. These that I'm showing you are just some of our customers. We have more than 2K customers. Many of those are related to the oil and gas industries, and we serve them with many different scenarios that I'm going to cover during the presentations. Our company can serve many industries, so not only the oil and gas, but we do a big portion of our revenue with the manufacturing. This is just to highlight that we are a very flexible solution. So today I'm going to talk about one of our products that is called Resco Inspection. So what is Resco Inspection? Well, it is a mobile solution aimed to boost the productivity with its customization and its flexibility. So it's a mobile app that is available for all kinds of devices. So smartphones, laptop, tablet, smartwatch, any type of smartwatch, and wearable computers as well. What are the unique feature of this solution? Well, there are more than 100, so I'm not going to make you a list. But this solution, it's a native app running on iOS, Android, and Windows devices as well. It contains many interesting features. So one of the most let's say important and famous is the full offline functionality. But we do have many other interesting, like dynamic questionnaires that can be completely customized to serve any step-by-step guide of procedure. We do have a scanner for QR or barcode integrated. We do have a pre-created connector to Power BI. We can capture directly on the solution photos and edit those photos as well. We do support interactive charts that can be completely customized as well. Any type of email, document support that can be linked, internal or external resources can be linked directly to the app. We do support signature, also a legally binded one. And it's possible to call or video call directly from the solution without going out. Of course, we support also Office, Dropbox, and Google Drive for the storage of the documentation. And one important thing is we do have API for connecting to any third-party system integrator. So we support basically ERP and any legacy system. We can create connector to those in order to really be seamless, to have a very good experience and give the customer the chance to integrate to his own architecture. What are the key advantages? So why you should go for Resco? Why we have a solution that makes the market a difference? Well, we believe we have a very high flexibility. We can serve many type of scenario, from the technician, inspector, or shop floor operator, until sales rep or external supplier as well. We provided it's possible to customize at the maximum level the app, so the look and feel and the content of the app. Also with the JavaScript or business logic that can make the app more complex and serve more processes and also cross-organization. We have full offline capability, as mentioned, and it's totally reliable. So our app, it's fluid, and the user experience, it's very important for us. So we working also with offline capability gives the chance to really a smooth experience in any kind of situation and environment. What are the main use cases? Well, there are many. Basically any step-by-step guides, whether it is maintenance, preventive maintenance, can be a work order, can be a reparation, can be used by sales rep for ordering or customizing the order. It can be used for quality check, any type of inspection or incident report, health and safety or hazard procedure or control, risk management. So thanks to our solution, well, the technician will be much more productive, and they will have time, hopefully not only to take more coffee break. So how it can look like? How it can look like a procedure in once implemented in Resco? Well, this is just an example of one of our prospects. So with health and safety checklist. So basically, it's possible to schedule an appointment that can be scheduled by the site manager, so the operator. It's the operator arrives to the site where he needs to perform the work, the task. He can open the checklist in his mobile device. He can follow all the guidance for the maintenance or for the reparation he needs to perform, fill in all the criteria, take the picture, follow all the steps that he needs to follow to complete the work, sign in the form, and just send it to the supervisor that he can be notified with a push notification on the phone. Supervisor can approve, and it can be sent for further approval, or the process can just end. And the supervisor had the chance not only to see when it was completed and what's the result, so to review the work, but also to have an analysis of all the data that are contained in the inspection. So to predict trends or to see patterns. That's very important, to have a high-level view of what is going on the shop floor and the data as well. I want to mention as well one solution, one application that we are now proposing worldwide. It's related to the COVID situation. This is like, we call it COVID passport. It's a solution that help company to make quick check on the employees. So it's like a self-certification check. And this will help company to really monitor that when the employees will come to work, they don't have any symptom, and they can have like a green light, like a badge or a stamp that it's allowing them in, and they can show it at the entrance. And we do also have like a face mask automatic check. What can be the immediate the benefits of adopting this solution? Well, first of all, as I mentioned, the productivity, so it can be increased up to 50%. We can decrease the human error estimated from 1 to 4%, and we can cut down really the cycle time from hours or days to seconds, thanks to this. Also, it's very important, the compliance and the harmonization of the processes and the possibility for the user really to connect any type of device, whether it is smartwatch or laptop or a cell phone, and perform his job easily directly from the smart device. So basically, just to wrap it up, the technician will get a list of inspection on his smart device. He will start the inspection or start the questionnaire, the work on directly on his device. He is completing the task using photo, scan, completing with single or multiple answer, sign in, and the report is automatically saved on the cloud and then can be reported to the customer database. Now I would like to run a poll for the audience. So if it's possible, so I would like to ask to the audience also, if you are looking or you already looked for a digitalized solution. This is what I would like to ask. So if you can click, if you already had. Okay, so we see that almost 17% are looking right now for a solution here. And another questions that I would like to ask before to get into the demo, it's this one. Are you using at least one paper form template to run your operation? That would be very interesting for me to know. We noticed that basically 90% of the conversation we are having with clients, it's really about changing paper form inefficient process into digitalized automated one. almost every company has still some inefficient paperwork that can be, also thanks to our solution, can be digitalized and allow the company to analyze the data as well. So the result here are 82% of the attendees companies, they do use paper form at the moment. That's very interesting. So here I see big space for improvement and discussion for sure. And this is something that in the future more and more company will look into and will get some solution to improve it. Very well. So now I'm going to demo the solution. So I will take around 15 minutes to demo the solution, and then we're getting to the Q&A. So I will share my screen. So you should be able to see my screen at the moment. I will just, okay. So basically this is how the app can look like. It's just one of the possible customizations. So it was just a customization that I chose to show now, to demo one possible template that an operator can use. Everything that you see, the look and feel of the app, from the logo to the color to the icons, can be completely customized. This app that I'm opening now, it's running on my desktop. Of course, we have the mobile and tablet version that it's fully functional, so on all operating systems, as I mentioned before. As you can see here, we have an operator, and here we have an icon that is saying that I'm completely offline, so I don't need any internet connection to perform my work. At the moment that I perform some changes and I want to synchronize it to the cloud, I will use this icon. With one simple click, I can synchronize everything. What the operator or technician or anybody who works on the shop floor directly with the operation can see. So we do have a calendar function. We do have even a scheduler function that can help the supervisor to assign all the appointments to all the operator he has under him. So from here I can simply see the details about my appointment, and I can see the GPS location, the contacts, and everything basically as I have it in a CRM. Interesting as well is the route function. So here, as you see, I have 2 appointments for today, and the app is showing me what's the route, the itinerary to arrive from one appointment to the other. I can quickly add more appointments as well. I can save, and now I have 3 appointments, and I can quickly optimize the route, and I will save 6 minutes because the app automatically gave me the best route. With this button, I can directly open Google Maps, and Google Maps will bring me from one appointment to another as well. This is an itinerary function. It can be even improved and become more complex with the perimeter and geofencing as well. We do have here some templates that I just create for the sake of the demo. Now I will show you the oil and gas, the operational template, but we do have also health and safety or quality insurance assessments that can be done. So the operational templates, it's a dynamic questionnaire. So the logo that I put here and all the text that you will see, it's totally customizable. I can put references to the company or some predefined information that can be shown. Here there is my name as inspector name. This can be preloaded. All set of information about the person who is filling the questionnaire can be preloaded, or about his sector or his expertise can be loaded. I can select here the facility or the location or the type of account or contact or let's say pipe that I'm doing this maintenance or this reparation. So, and here we start with all the set of questions that I can set up. I want to show you the capability and the type how flexible and how many things you can do with that. So it's possible to set question like yes, no, not applicable, so multiple and single choice questions, where I have also logic that I can color with green and red to make it more user-friendly. So you can see here the tank level and the question. I can start my inspection with filling those simple one-click questions. I can set here I can check the tank temperature. It's written that it should be 50 degrees or higher. So if I will put 40 degrees, it will mark it as red. So I'm going to put 60, and this will be green. You see that I have an advice that is telling me that it can rise excessively. So all these messages are conditions that can be completely set up to meet the solution, to meet really the final solution that we are searching for. Here I can select some manufacturer that I prefer. I have a serial number of the material, maybe of the pipes, of the valve. And here I can read directly the barcode. In this case, I'm just going to put a serial number. Here I have another type of, let's say, question that is just a checklist tick. So I'm going to just select yes, this is done. And here I'm going to select one answer that can just be looked up among these questions, these answers. Calibration information, so again, checklist. Here I can select if it needs to be done monthly, quarterly, annually. Here I have multiple choices, so I can select even all three. And here I can set a date or when it was the last meter calibration. So I can say that it was the 14th of February, 2020. I can put additional information, of course, the free text. It's one of the features that we offer. We do have tag image. So here I can capture or choose a picture. In this case, I'm going to choose a picture from my computer. So I'm going to choose this one, for example. And here I can drag and drop directly question or comments that I can even answer directly on the picture, pointing out some comment or some malfunction or something that needs to be highlighted directly on the picture. When I finish, I just press OK, and here it is visualized. Once I will run the report, this question will be under the photo. Here I can continue with a manual. There is a link here, so I can refer to a safety and health manual. So if I'm an operator, I can check the information that I want, and with one click, just go back to my questionnaire. Again, I have some other question. If I click yes, you can see we can put logic where I can visualize picture, and here I will just set some yes and no. As you can see here, I have a lookup to some contacts. So it's possible to select also, in this case, authority name, or can be some contact that needs to be present in the questionnaire because it's there during the reparation or needs to be referred. And clicking here, I can even check the information of this contact. So I have number of telephone, I can directly call or send an email from the questionnaire without interrupting my work. I can say that the questionnaire was satisfying for me. Here again, I have a few free text that it's possible to fill. I can select another photo just to show you how I can edit as well a photo, so I can view it. And here I can click edit picture, and I can just point out something on the photo. I can write text, I can crop the photo, and I can really modify it. So once I save, it's here with all the sign that I created. At the end, we can have a result, satisfactory, non-satisfactory. I can have a score of the maintenance, like a score system I can set up. I have the recommended next action that it's set up after 14 days in this case, but can be set up with any logic. I have the date and time, the timestamp that will allow me to calculate how long it took to complete this questionnaire. And when it finished, I can just sign it off as inspector. I can save it, and I can complete normally or run a report. So actually a report can look in different way. So this is just the PDF version, and it's without like a table, like an Excel or table division. It can look like an order, it can look like a purchase order, or it can look like an invoice. It depends what needs to be done with this report. This function, it's optimized to be really for the report to be shared externally, so it can be totally customized. And I can even decide the format. I have PDF. I can really, I can also have an Excel file, and I can just click on the Excel, and I will have my result exported into Excel very quickly. So I can just copy these and feed it into some analytical tool where I can really make prediction and trends. So I have the photo, everything that is done, it is here. So this is just to show you how flexible it is also in the reporting. Once I finish, I will just save my report, and here in the answered report, I will have the report created right now. So this is my job. I have search function to search through the report. It can be filtered via owner who did the report. It can be divided and ordered in folder. Of course, I have the possibility to visualize in my app as well, all the accounts and all the relative contact, and I can perform directly action from the app, as I mentioned before, call, email, or even different type of action that can be all customized. The supervisor can have a dashboard. So the dashboard can show us directly the questionnaire that I filled. So who is the owner? What are the completed one or the in progress? So how much were completed during a day, during a week? What are the results of this question? Satisfactory or not satisfactory? I can change the type of graph very easily with one click. I can have a different type of graph, so that's why they are dynamics and they can be completely set up. I have also the average duration. So this is telling me that yesterday it took an average of 3 minutes to complete the inspection. Today it's 4. So I can have even trends and try and see if my operator, my technician, during certain day, they really completed the job in much more time, so I can inquire why. It can help me to make really also some analysis. So this is about everything for the demo. There is much more that can be added. This is just a module of it. So we can serve, as I mentioned before, from a field services scenario where we create service appointment, we have cases, we handle the stock of the parts that the technician are using, and using these templates to handle the inspection. Any type. Can be maintenance. We have a quality insurance checklist that you can see here. We have an health and safety assessment as well. So this is just to show you how customizable and what are different purposes that we can meet with just one solution. There can be many. Each technician can visualize just let's say the template that are relevant for his job. You don't need to see everything whether it's not relevant. So it can be very tailored also to the user. So as I was mentioning, field services scenario, like with really reparation or maintenance or any type of check or assessment to do, step-by-step guide, or also sales type of scenario as well. So those are the main use cases that we are having, especially in this industry. So now I will stop sharing my screen and go back to our presentation, and let's see whether we have any interesting questions that it can be answered by me, whether I can help. Yeah. Whether I can help with any answer. Thank you.
Thank you, Georgia. That was really interesting and a very engaging demo as well. It's always good to see these things in practice rather than just hearing about them. So hopefully the audience also feels that they've learned something in actually viewing it and seeing it firsthand. I would encourage you all to send your questions through. We have got some really interesting ones coming through already, but since the session is live, we're going to take the next 10 or 15 minutes to speak with Giorgio in greater detail about what he's just shown us and to ask his thoughts on digital transformation in the wider scale as well. So just to kick off, I mean, Giorgio, that was certainly very interesting, and I'm sure that you're seeing lots of change at the moment generally across the industry in dealing with numerous customers to roll out new technology. We've had an interesting comment here, or a question really, that this kind of digitalization process can certainly increase productivity, no doubt, and reduce time in decision making. But I think they're thinking about the people element here in really asking, do you see that there's a risk of increasing the stress in workers when you are rolling out these new technologies? You know, how can people easily manage that transition and roll things out to be accepted within an organization at large? Because it might be slightly different to the technology that they have been using before.
Yeah.
What
Absolutely.
do you say to that?
Yeah. That's a very interesting question. Thank you. So I think that with the mobile solution, with the solution that it's built really to be user friendly and simple, where with few clicks you can really perform even the most technical and complex work. The smartphone is an instrument that we are using much more every day that it passes. So I see that people are relieved to see a very attractive and simple screen where you have basic functionality and that will help to walk them through the whole process of and the whole day and the task they need to perform. Plus, when they really realize that it's that automated, that easy, and they can get the result, the taste of what they are doing, they can see the data, the analysis of what they are doing, and the experience, it's really smooth because it does not interrupted. There are no loading time. There is no loading time at all. During the demo that I was showing, I loaded picture. I just saved, and everything was transferred already to the server in a matter of not even a second. So it's really a smooth experience. Plus, we do have online video and guidances, and we always accompany the customer through the whole process of training and adoption to make sure that really to give the best experience to the user, that they understand the full functionality of the app and they have really the best user experience ever.
That's great. And so presumably there must be very many ways in which this technology can be used, considering the various companies that are looking at this technology at the moment. Can you maybe give some examples of how the technology can be customized and the different kind of use cases that you're seeing across all of your customers at large?
Yep. So absolutely. So I can tell you that we do have in the oil and gas, we do have many type of scenarios that we serve the customers. So basically the maintenance of pipes or machinery, that's one of the main. So it's a scenario where really the technician needs to go in to work in difficult condition, and they need to record sometimes data, what they do, and really how long does it take if there are some problems. So basically this smart checklist that can be stored really in a smartwatch or in a small device, it's helping them instead of carrying piece of papers or just a laptop directly on the side. So this is one of the. We do have also customers that they use our solution for their sales rep for the ordering as an ordering solution. so to perform order of any type of parts or oil-related derived products. And other, they build a much more complex solution that it's become more similar to a full CRM. So they handle the whole sales and technical process throughout our solution. So they do have accounts, contacts, they do have orders, questionnaire for inspection, everything registered under the each meeting or account or appointment. That they handle really mixed scenario using the same app, the same solution. So we do have really from the tiniest company that can use for targeting on health and security procedure to handle some kind of hazard or a checklist on what you need to do before to start performing a job, till the one that is using the complete full set of features we have as a full CRM and field services and sales rep offer for order solution.
That's great. Exactly what everybody needs. And also, if you're a member of the audience who perhaps is looking to roll out this kind of technology at the moment and maybe convince people in senior management that this is something worth looking at, well, we've had one question, which is, do you track any variables that can show the progress of kind of the cost-benefits ratio? And what trends do you recommend to help user management to change their mind and maybe reconsider adopting this kind of technology?
Yeah, so I think what many times the options that are on the table are, do we go for a custom developed app? So do we build something from scratch that will serve our purpose? We give the alternative to that. It's like we do have something already created that can be completely customized, which reduce a lot the implementation time and the cost as well, and the stress of the experience of opening projects that last for years to get to a product that then sometimes is not really what we wanted or what we started. So our implementation experience is very smooth, very quick. We do have solution provided throughout the whole globe that knows Resco technology and really use predefined packed or functionality, and they just customize it in order to meet the specific scenario of the customer. So if I would need to send a message, I would say we are faster, cheaper, and sometimes more on the point. So we can really create something that it's more valuable and really what the customer needs in that moment. And plus we can scale very easily. It can be applied to a specific process that it's the main pain point at the moment. And then we can scale out the usage for many other processes or teams or function within the company. So that's also an advantage.
That's great. And in terms of looking at a rollout and, the best way of implementing this kind of technology, there's an interesting comment here which is coming, asking as well, what are the biggest challenges that you have experienced implementing this kind of technology, especially thinking about remote areas or underdeveloped countries and regions? And this particular inquirer is apparently experiencing cultural barriers against changing into digital from hard copy, and then that is creating questions about costs and benefits, and people are worried about security as well. What could you say to reassure them, and what have you experienced so far in terms of implementing them in local scenarios?
Yeah, so for the local implementation, we have a set of trusted partner, of official Resco partner throughout all the globe that they work since years with the Resco technology. They are based locally, and we have really present throughout all the globe. So it's very hard that we can't reach very quickly a customer with our partners. They know the territory. They know what are the needs. Our app It's available in more than 40 languages. So we can also, the language barrier, it's not a big problem. So because we can really adapt also to that. And the dynamic questionnaire can be created in different languages as well. So we can serve really the purposes, or let's say the requirement of each region or each country, and even different at the same time as well. We do work also with global partners that they have their presence in more than 50 or 100 countries as well. Regarding security, I can mention something interesting. So we do work with the KPMG, for example, that it's requiring from us one of the highest security standard ever. I think security is very important for us, and we always ensure that the data are encrypted and secured at the max level. Let's say it's very crucial for us. And we do have a system of also mobile auditing that it's helping to check what is happening at all time with any of the devices, with any of the licenses, and it's helping also to, in case it's stolen or let's say there is some problem, to block or really wipe out all the data immediately. All this set of rules can be set up even in automated way in order to react. For example, if one phone is not connected for several hours, it can directly lock and wipe out all the content. So we can really meet the highest standard security as well for our customers.
That's good. That's very important. And just following on from that point about remote locations, one question we've had through is what happens if you are trying to implement it, and how does it work in extreme locations where there perhaps isn't good internet signal? Is there any way that you can get around that with this technology?
Well, I can give you an example. We completed the project with UNHCR, so the refugee organization, and their work conditions were more than extreme. Not only there was not internet signal, but not even a telephone signal you will have. They register refugees in the middle of the desert, so with tents, and they bring the laptop directly from the office, hoping that the battery will last enough to arrive till the evening. So thanks to the Resco team, we implemented the solution in less than 3 months. A very complex solution because they have many systems to be interconnected together, and they can register now. We really reduce the registration time of the refugees from 15 to 4 minutes. So it's really like huge improvement. And the solution is running totally offline. In the evening, when they get to the internet connection, they get back to an office, simply with one click, as I showed you before with that icon, they can synchronize all the data to the clouds. So the central database of the offices located in Europe, they can see whatever was done on the field during the day.
That's fantastic. So it sounds extremely effective. And overall then, have you seen day-to-day decision-making begin to get quicker and move into frontline operations due to digitalization? Do you think that digitalization is opening new doors for companies? And how do you see that moving forward?
Absolutely. So it was already in the last years a priority for the companies. The current situation with COVID-19, it was an opportunity for companies to move even faster, to adapt even faster. There will be new standard. There will be a new way of working that we need all to cope with. So the company that will be faster into adapting, into changing, will be the one that will gain. They will go back, let's say, to the regular business and improve even the business more faster. So I think this is happening, and even faster than before. So I see that the decision making, especially when it's a pain point that it's really hurting the efficiency of the process, and here the director or the C-level people, I'm having many discussions where really I feel that this is one of the main pain. So this is where really it's important to act, and to act quickly. with a solution that you can implement in an agile way, in a quick way, that can serve the purpose and bring benefit in a short term.
Yes, absolutely. That's fantastic. And it's great to see firsthand how Resco are helping operators to be able to achieve that. So thank you very much, Giorgio. Do you have any final thoughts that you'd like to add?
Yeah, so I can just add that in Resco we are always focused on innovation, and we are always thinking, what's the next step? What will happen next? So we are always trying to talk to clients, to prospect, to our partners, and always get a new way how to improve the business processes. So for us, innovation, it's really on the first place. And in this moment, really, mobility and innovation, we see it as a key for the business for the next years, and smart devices in general. So we are here and really happy that we can serve important customer, and we help them to improve a lot their processes. So that's my thought.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Well, that was a very interesting and informative webinar. I'm sure we'll all agree. And if you'd like to catch it again and invite your colleagues to also join, you're very welcome to do so. The webinar will be available on demand shortly via this very channel. So I'd like to thank you all, wherever you are, for taking the time to listen in today. And please remember to check out more of our upcoming and on-demand webinars at processexcellencenetwork.com. We also hope that you'll join us for the rest of the OPEX in Oil and Gas live webinar event, which is happening this week. Thank you very much, Giorgio, and thank you to you all.